Good evening, everybody! Welcome to the stream! Hi, how is everybody doing today? Okay, there was a strange lightning glitch, but I promise you, it will be slightly better, slightly more professional today. Because today is a special day. If you see by the title of the stream, my comic was reviewed, and today, and I haven't checked the review yet because I was saving this moment to watch it live, to have my unfiltered live reaction to it. And so if I am smiling, I am smiling right now because this is me reacting to a bit of stress because, a little bit of backstory and a little bit of transparency. So I was reviewed by the channel Webcomic Relive, and I follow this channel like 4 years already. I am Patreon of Lasse, the owner, the host, so for full transparency, yes, I am somehow affiliated, but it's not like a paid review. It's not a review that's in any way influenced by me. Of course, I'm stressed because of course I hope for the freaking best. But also a little bit of trigger warning before we go. I will filter my own sayings. I don't usually curse. I can filter my own. I cannot say the same about Lasse or his persona Riser on the show. So trigger warning for profanity, for sexual themes and sexual jokes. I know my comic goes in first because, of course, everybody else in the world. No, I actually preface it. To preface everything, let me give you a little bit of details. This is Twitter in March 2023, and I said on the top tweet that my dream, like since I discovered his channel, I've dreamed to be reviewed by him, and I thought for a moment that, okay, I will put Second Chance up to review. Second Chance is a finished project. Like, I don't have as much of attachment to it as I have to, like, ongoing right now, Never Too Late. And I thought, okay, I will be done with Second Chance in 2020. In 2020, I will wrap up the digital review, digital remake, and I will send the digital version up to review. Like, it was the plan, but I still haven't remade Second Chance, and but I was like thinking, like, what's the worst that can happen? Oh my god, my lights, my camera is just strange, behaving strangely. Okay, but I was thinking, like, okay, what's the worst that can happen? Like, usually I can be A, ignored, or B, someone will say, it's not that good, or C, someone will say it's good. And so far, from the people that read my comic so far, both in English and in Polish versions, the overall experience was good. So I was feeling like fine about my work. So I was like, okay, what's the worst that can happen? I can be either ignored or, or whatever would be said about my comic, I can deal with it because I know that I think myself that it has worth. That it has some sort of worth, So I was like, so this is why I was like, okay, screw it. I will come on my Twitter main and be like, I want my comic viewed, read by Riser. yeah, and I was introduced to so many comics and creators thanks to him, and I trust his judgment, which is absolutely true. Yeah. And because really it was the worst thing that can happen, and he saw it, and he said it was in 2023. So I think he was in the middle of doing the Floraverse deep dive. Yeah. So, and he actually responded and said that he got some episodes, but he will see if he can put something in the future. And I reacted in a very freaking in a very mature way, as you see. But I said, yes, take all the time you need, and then later I sent a link to the Google Drive I prepared, because I know Lasse hates reading comics on webcomic hosting platforms, because they usually don't allow you to, right click and save as, which is kind of a hassle when you're doing a review and you base your review by showing, the visuals, like the cover or the pages, the dialogue. Like it's hard because you need to screenshot, and in some cases, like Webtoon app, for example, prohibits you from screenshotting on your app when you're on your app and not on your desktop. So I was like, I got you, bro. And I actually was updating this Google Drive up till page 35 of chapter 4. So the review is based on, it's pretty much up to date, minus, like, I'm working on page 45, so minus 9 last pages of chapter 4. So this is also to preface. So I am like, scared. I don't know how I can show you the miniature, how I can show you the thumbnail, and and another way to preface. And then some time ago, I got a Discord DM saying that, hey, your comic will be up for review soon. And I was like, oh my god. Like really? Let me find it. Yeah. On February this year, Never Too Late is up for the next episode of Webcomic Relive. And it absolutely makes my day. And I asked for permission to watch it live with you all. I just need to check, like, okay, Twitch and YouTube, I got notice that I am live, so I'm live for sure. Hello. So the stripping is a segment of the show where Lasse is reviewing shorter comics. Usually how it went is that if comic is 100 to 150 pages long, it can constitute as the longer form, and therefore had the longer episode. Usually his reviews are from, like, the earlier ones were, like, shorter. The newest ones are between 30 to an hour long, so they are long. But he said that it will be in the stripping, so it will be in the form where he's reviewing a couple of comics at once. And I know, because I'm a Patreon, I have videos in advance, but I made sure to not look at it in advance, even though I had I had access to it. I made sure, and I told him that I will save this moment for today, because today is the best days where I can do this, where I can, sit, have a couple people come to the stream, and actually, experience this with me. And also the moment where I don't where I'm not swamped with any responsibilities IRL. So yeah. So I said it's okay. It's okay. Only I can yap about my characters for an hour, and I said that for sure I will leave the comment later once the video goes public. I will leave the comment, later, much later, because I need to then gather my thoughts and write something proper, and not just button mash, but oh my god, how I can show you the miniatures, how I can show you the thumbnail, because my OCs are in the thumbnail, and I want to show it. Aurora, welcome to the stream, hi, how are you doing? I fixed my overlays. So now unfortunately the chat is not in the overlay, but I see you, how are you doing? I wanted to, let me quickly get to the face cam. If I can somehow, can I show the... How I can show the that's good. Like, it feels so empty on this side. Like, but I hate that. In order to multi-stream, you need to. Oh, I made sure to keep the jumping emotes just in case someone on Twitch is doing. Also, the stream redemption store is also still up. So yeah. But yeah, I wanted to show the thumbnail. How to show YouTube video thumbnail. Control U and Control F, right? Control U, Control F. Okay, Control U, Control F, and scroll to the bottom and click the JPEG link. Okay, where's the JPEG link? This one? Oh yeah, this one. So I can show you. So yeah, let me look in here in the bottom right. These are my OCs. These are my OCs, like Hugo Youngstrand. Like he's doing the job for his thumbnails. So yeah, look, here they are. Oh my god. Oh my god, and we have the man himself in the chat. Hi. Oh my god, this is so strange. I just paused the music. I need some music. But yeah, I should probably get going. Sam! Sam, thank you for coming. Oh my god. Oh, everybody's here. Everybody's here. You are. But no, he does custom thumbnails all the time, and I am also, like, I was promising a custom thumbnail for two of his older episodes, like, for years now. I need to actually sit on it. It is the big day. Oh my god. So yeah, so let's go. I only when YouTube has this autoplay option, I only caught a glimpse of my cover when I hovered over the link to click it. It's so strange to see my cover somewhere else. Okay. Let me fix the audio because I want you all to hear it. And yeah, let's go. Oh my god. Let me make sure it's actually, yeah, it's the normal. Yeah. Yes. Oh my god. Like I cannot believe it. I actually look here. Oh my god. Like I am.
It's time to give back to the community, and what better way to do that than by having yet another strip-in video? This time we are tackling comics all requested by the comics creators over on the webcomic Relive Discord and on my contact email.
Like, it's so strange to see your art like here. Oh, like I swear, everybody, like I kid you not, Insane Ukulele is also a person I am in touch with on Polish side of things, and he actually was the first to say on our comic server, on our Polish comic server, that hey, I see the familiar freaking someone here, and I know Insane Ukulele is also one of the followers here, and he's also on the Discord server of the webcomic Relive, and so everybody, not only him and the Polish sphere, but also I shared this on Twitter, not on Twitter, on Blue Sky. So everybody, up until this point, everybody but me has seen this, which is oh my god.
This is not a happy read.
It's not. It's not. Like Sam, you were the first one to say. I remember it was like in 2020, 2021. You were on your stream and talking about either, I think it was about Never Too Late already. And someone said, oh, Nina is making comics, like, what does she do? And, well, I was here and you, Sam, said that Nina's comics are fine, but if you need to know something, that is that Nina's comic gets dark, like, fast. And I am, oh, yeah. It is true. Like, don't pretend you don't remember that, because I do. Oh my god. Not a
So throughout my years of meeting a ton of different people and seeing their favorite media, I come to a conclusion, and that is that some people just don't like to have their feelings challenged. So they would rather opt for something a little more easily digestible, which there's absolutely nothing wrong with.
It's fine.
You know, the type of stuff where here's the good guy, here's the bad guy, all the good guys live happily ever after, and the bad guys gets vanquished. Simple, easy, nice, safe.
Yes.
Again,
I hope
I hope
the audio is audible. I hope the audio of the video is audible. Like, on the levels it shows it should be on par with my voice. But let me know if it's too quiet.
Absolutely nothing wrong with this, especially if you're in a place in your life where you just need an escape from the bad stuff. Where you don't have to come to terms with the fact that the good guys don't always win and have to confront the villain who might actually be a good guy when you really think about it. And if you look at my completely reasonably sized video.
Yeah, completely reasonably sized. I don't know if you can see this. This beast of a video is 6 hours and 21 minutes and 48 seconds long. Yeah. But hey, we're already, I think, at this time in the YouTube sphere where people are longing for like a series of podcasts to watch, or a video essay or something like this, like longing for a long form content that I can like put in the background or listen to in chunks. So right now it's not as long. Like what did I watch? I think I watched I think it was Quinton's reviews video. It was like 5 hours long, but I also catch up thoughts of multiple people, but I watch on double speed, to be honest, usually. So yeah, but yeah. Oh my god!
I think you'll get an idea that I am one of the.
Still so strange to see my pictures. Okay, let me come back a little bit because I was talking over him. It's still so strange to see my comic here in the background.
Actually, be a good guy when you really think about it.
Oh my god!
And if you look at my completely reasonably sized video about Berserk, I think you'll get an idea that I am one of these people who like to challenge their emotions a little bit. I like reading stuff that can make me feel bad feelings because I'm essentially a monkey with a quantum computer when it comes to dealing with my emotions. Meaning, it's too complicated for me and instead I'll opt to just throw feces at people. So instead, I get to explore these feelings with the media I consume. And oftentimes, the media you consume that gets really dark and depressing ends on a hopeful note, and you're in turn instilled with the feeling that, hey, if gods can continue to move on and find purpose even after the eclipse, then I too can go on after a shitty day at work.
Yeah.
Which, and I know this is an aside, but this post here, yeah, I think I would rather if you actually called the Rooftop Swordmaster Korean Berserk, because this post seems to understand Berserk even less.
So, all of this to say that we are going to be covering a webcomic that deals with complicated issues about struggles many young people can identify in their day-to-day life, and that comic is Never Too Late. Never Too Late is a webcomic about the mother Susan who, at the ripe age of 40, decides it's time to attend school again. While she falls in love with cheating on her husband, who is also cheating on her, and...
Oh, there's a different webcomic called Never Too Late.
I actually did not know that. I know that Never Too Late is a very, like... I know Never Too Late is the... it's a very common like phrase to say usually towards older people, like people in their 50s, 60s, to say, oh yeah, it's never too late to rekindle your love, to rekindle your passion, to, you know, get out of your stupid job and try something that you actually love it, or to actually have a fulfilling life even though most of your life was pretty crappy. You know, that it's a phrase usually thrown at older people, and I know and I do realize it. I didn't know it. there is literally a webtoon about like age shifting, like 17 again. Like what? Yeah. Or the conspiracy theory that Frozen was especially picked as a title to cover up the conspiracy, but I don't know about this. But actually I thought I was looking, and I thought I did not have I have not found Never Too Late to be like here, but I understand that it's a common phrase that can be used for a comic or a piece of media revolving a different set of characters, like in different stages of their lives. I do realize that, like, and I know that me picking this title, even though I picked this also because of the song, is you know, it's kind of ironic that I apply this phrase to people who are relatively young and who have like their whole lives ahead of them, and to say that there is something late to them, where usually people dismiss young people as, you know, saying that they have nothing to worry about. They have whole life ahead of us. And yes, that's true, but in this moment, like in moments of despair, everything feels like it is too late already. Like I felt this myself, like for sure, a couple of times in my life, like on the crossroads, and sometimes can still feel this. And I am on the ripe age of 31, so so you know, but yeah. But I do realize that I didn't know there is I don't know if it's manhwa or manhwa style, different comic manhwa stylized about this with the same title, but okay.
Yeah, okay, that explains it, because this one really, you know, like it read very much like a It is a porno.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
That explains a few things. This is awkward.
17 again. 17 again went. 17 again. Hashtag gone wrong. Hashtag gone sexual. I told you trigger warning about sexual jokes. Hey, I warned you already. Okay, let me move a couple of frames, because yeah.
This is awkward.
Never Too Late is a webcomic written and drawn by Nina Ha. Nina.
Okay, I always like I understand because everybody, even Polish people, like I came to a stream of a Polish person, and after a couple streams he decided to, you know, drop the hack and just say Nina Art, because on YouTube I'm Nina Hack Art. So yeah, so he decided to just drop it because even he was struggling, and he's Polish. He was my guy. Like, oh my god. But yeah, okay. I'm listening to the same sentence for the third time. Maciek, hello. Welcome to the stream. Oh no, there's no power. Ah, crap. Well, I'm glad you're here, and I hope you will have a time to watch the VOD later. But oh my god, everybody's here.
That explains a few things.
Not, at least let him finish his sentence.
Never Too Late is a webcomic written and drawn by Nina Ha. Nina has for a while now talked about their comic in many of my videos' comment sections, and eventually took the plunge and sent me an email asking me to review their comic.
I did. I am very like active commenter, and I think I was talking some. I need to check my. I need to actually check my comments because for sure I was saying that. Oh, in my comic I try to do this, and this. What this creator tried to do differently, or go to a different. Like I would do a different route when this creator went a different route, and you know. Oh, yeah, getting senpai to notice me. Ah. Oh. Oh. Okay.
And frankly, I've kept them waiting for long enough. Now, before we get into the
I took this screenshot on the 9th of March 2025, but I'm okay. I'm fine.
I'm gonna have to ask you to look at the screen for a second.
Yes. Yes. Also, yeah, trigger warnings because of my own comic. Yes. Yes, very much yes.
I would do the thing where I snap my fingers and call out the artists who are drawing while listening to this, but I've already done that joke, so yeah, hi. Anyway, this comic deals with these following subjects.
Yeah.
If you're not comfortable with these particular topics, there's a time code here and here, just for funsies, that will take you to the final verdict of the comic.
Yeah. Yeah, so also, everybody, if you're also not fine with these topics, just value your mental health first, okay? And come back to this stream or to the video whenever you feel like you can handle it. Because yeah, my comic deals with like it's dark. It gets dark real fast, you know, to quote a classic.
Just gonna give you guys time to skip if you wanna. In the meantime, here's a shameless plug. If you like what I'm doing and want to see more of these videos, please go throw some money at me on Patreon or Ko-fi. That would be very much appreciated. Anyway, what's this bottle flip? Go and do this. That landed perfectly. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
so
I trust this.
Follows Ernest and Adrienne. And while you may think it's your typical...
Adrienne, oh my god, I so rarely use Eddie's full name. I'm sorry. I so rarely use Eddie's full name. It's so foreign for me to hear this.
Go throw some money at me on Patreon or Ko-fi. That would be very much appreciated.
I know, I'm repeating
what's
the
this
same
bottle flip?
sentence twice. This is how I roll.
That landed perfectly. Don't worry about it.
So, Never Too Late follows Ernest and Adrienne. And while you may think it's your typical romance comic, I assure you it is not. Now, when you first check out the comic as it is now, you will be met with this image here. And I want to tell you right now, do not let yourself be fooled by this image.
Okay. Here is the... what to say? First off, I planned for Never Too Late to really not delve into romance territory, because I think the things for the Never Too Late, and I was telling this like pretty open about this. It's not about romance. It is somehow about love, but for sure not about romance. It's enough romance out there anyway. But even though I do like my characters, I do like them together, I strove for Never Too Late to not delve into like romantic feelings between them. But yeah, it is about love, but it is more about parental love, about love between friends, about love to each other, like to one another, like not to one another in romantic way, but but more as a friend, and also the love to yourself, about self-love. So yeah. And for sure, I don't want, like, one of my biggest pet peeves, and this is something that I also want to carry in my other projects, is that I really don't like the trope of every main character has someone as the end of the story. Like, I don't like this trope, especially in series where teenagers are the main characters, because I've seen so many of these tropes. Like, of course you have someone to go to the prom with, or to all the other bazillion parties that are in the American school system out of nowhere. Like in Poland we only have one party at the end of the school, so once every 3 years. So or at least once every 3 years, when I was attending school, and we had to deal with it. So it is such a big pet peeve for me, because usually end up pairing characters who have no chemistry, who don't like vibe with each other, like just for the sake to not leave anybody of the main cast alone for this like important event, and graduating together and doing everything together. And this was so repeated so freaking much. I hate this trope. This trope left me disillusioned about every high school life. I thought I would have a boyfriend in high school. Well, guess what? Spoiler alert, no I didn't. So I was really like mad about this trope, and yeah, thank you, Aurora. I know you'll probably have to go because it's a different hour no, it's a little bit earlier in UK, but I understand you might have different plans or yeah. But yeah, thank you for joining. So I am very mad about this, and this is a trope that is also persistent in manga, and I will not shut up about Special A manga. Oh my god, I read this whole manga, and there is this, I've already ranted about it already, but hey, why not? I have a lot of time. So in this manga we follow main 7 characters one character who is our main heroine, and she is in this special elite class for rich people. And no, it's not Ouran High School Host Club, but she's in this very elite school for rich kids, and she's there on the grant because she's so hardworking. She made it to the 2nd place of the whole school, and in this school people are also divided in classes, in groups based on their grades, but out of all the school, with A being the highest grade and like F being the lowest grade, which you might say that this is like this emoji just framed perfectly with my face. Oh my god. So yeah, as long as it feels right. And this is where I also have a problem, because in this like outside of the main character there are 6 other characters who are part of this elite special A class, which is 7 best students out of the whole school. Okay, so this is the premise, and our main heroine is 2nd place, and she's always being beat up in every freaking discipline by the number 1 guy, who is like a friend of a family, but he's also so mean, and he's also so like, she's so hardworking, she wants her best, she wants to do all the best, like in karate, in like poetry, in school and everything, and he's like doing this without effort. And I hate this guy, because I hate guys who are so mean and who are mean and doing things without effort being put. So this is like very unfair, and you want to root for our main heroine to actually get in the first place at least once in her life, to show her that yes, I can do this, and you and your money and your stupid genetics can't do shit on me, you know. So we keep on rooting on that, and in the meantime there is like a cast of secondary characters, and at the end, first off, number 1 guy and number 2 girl get together and start fighting who is number 1 at showing love and making a contest out of this, which is like and it becomes like very like, oh my god, so freaking lovey-dovey and rivaling at the same time. And chemistry? No chemistry. They have 0 chemistry. And also the secondary set of characters, they are forced to cause drama, and after drama the author didn't know what to do with them, because some of them were semi-villains, and author then decided to pair them up with the remaining 5 of the class. So everybody at the end of the high school has someone to love, and I'm like, like, oh my god, this was terrible. Like, I did not like this ending, and I did not like this, like, at all, and I'm like, I don't want this. So I understand why I don't know if you're still in chat because I don't see the viewers, why Lasse might think that the cover is a bit misleading because it can...
Potrzebna mi twoja pomoc na chwilę.
Oh my god, I'm sorry for a moment. Okay, I'm back. Sorry for this interruption. So I understand why Lasse might think that this cover is misleading because it kind of leans. It kind of like I understand because they look at each other, blushing. They look at each other like with some sort of positive emotion, But yeah.
This image here did an unfortunate amount to deter me from reading this comic.
Oh no.
Let me explain.
So to be perfectly honest, I'm getting a little fatigued by fantasy. So when I saw this image of Ernest and Adrienne holding stars wearing robes, I was more or less just preparing myself because here we had a comic about eating disorders, abusive households, and panic attacks. And I was just preparing myself to take all of that dark realism and throw it in the bin so Ernest and Adrienne could become magical beings fighting fantasy creatures or whatever.
Okay.
And I kept waiting for this as I browsed through the comic, bracing myself for this twist and getting more upset by it because this was really good. It was incredibly grounded. The characters were well defined with real struggles, and those struggles seemed to be at the forefront and treated with the amount of seriousness and agency they deserved. Man, it's gonna suck when this comic turns fantasy and ruins the story.
But see, I've been lying to you because
it will never go into the fantasy route. Like the moments where they are in their robes, it's like for me, I thought about this as a more like symbolic realm when they're like stripped of like where everything else like disappears. It just only you and me, here here, and only this matters. You and me, and what I'm talking to you, and what I'm presenting to you. With the spark being the symbol of chance. This is the symbol that I'm usually that I'm using also in my other projects. So for me it was like a way to present it, to make you focus on the symbolism, on them being in the moment, and not and without all the other world, without the regular clothes, because for me, like, clothes is like how you want to present, and it is something like material. So I wanted to for a moment get rid of this material world, to focus on the characters, to focus on their like real bodies, the way they look like now, without glasses. But yeah, I put glasses on the cover because for me, Nest without glasses is kind of unnatural. So without like glasses, without jewelry, without like dyed hair, without fancy clothes, and without the whole world around. So yeah, I've got good news. Yeah, it will never go to the fantasy genre. Yeah, I am intended to keep it like down to earth, like for the remaining time. Like not gonna lie, I wanted to dabble in the fantasy, but for sure not with these characters and not with these projects. Like, no. So I got good news for you.
I wanted you to experience what it was like being me and being as visually crippled as I was when I first saw this header, because if you look here, it never actually turns into fantasy.
Yes, it has slice of life for a reason. Like, yeah.
It's a slice of
but
life.
I haven't noticed this. Like, it is so like we need to Lasse is like doing editing magic, like left and right, and I really applaud his editing skills, because for first I was like, okay, yeah, it's normal that webtoon shows only the main genre and not the second one. I actually forget that it shows both of them at the same time. No, I'm illiterate too. Like, I know my own symbolism, okay? I don't know anybody else's symbolism. Like, I'm in the comic book club on the Polish webcomic server, and one person was like, "Oh, this scene is actually symbolism for the author says that this scene is actually a symbolism of my experiences in self-discovery, and this is why, because this is how it looks like that. And I wonder if my readers, if you reading this, also felt this." And I was like, I am blind to that. I am blind to that. I'm sorry, but I am only intelligent, and I am only intelligent and like have all the symbolism figured out, but only in my own mind. So this is also a problem that I have when putting things to review, and this is like I kind of eye-opening. No, don't say that. This is eye-opening because I literally, these characters like very old. They are very old. Like, I started, like, the prototypes of these characters came when I was like in middle school, and I have sketches of these characters from 2012 even. So they are very old characters, and right now I have like their lore and backstory is like established, but because I am with them like for so long, I started worrying, because this is like a snippet of their lives, of like much bigger space, much bigger time that I have planned for them, and to show like a short snippet for them, it makes me worry that, because I know them so well, some of the things I write in the comic are obvious to me. are obvious to me because it refers to the time in their life when something happened, like 15 years ago from the point of the, well, no, it doesn't make sense because they were freaking infants, but 15 years ago from the time of the comic, but you know, because of this event that happened like 5 months before the action of the comic, and this influenced that. And I know this because I am the author. And my readers don't know this because I haven't shown this or mentioned it in the comic or anywhere, in any post or anything like that. Especially in the comic, because I don't want my readers to go into Second Chance. I want into Second Chance to know the lore, or in other like posts on DeviantArt, or all the posts posts on DeviantArt I made since 2011. Like, I don't want my readers to go through all of that to actually know the lore, because as fun as it might seem, I know that not many people are willing to actually go through that, you know, to actually like go down the rabbit hole and just, you know, dig through Wayback Machine and dig through DeviantArt and see all this cringe from 17-year-old me. So I understand that, and this is like my worry, that I am with this character for so long, but I'm only showing the snippets of their life, but yet I try to not reference anything that I haven't shown or alluded to in the comic itself, so nobody will get like absolutely lost. So this is my my problem, that everything makes sense in my mind, but it doesn't need to make sense in reader's mind, and this is like this is like
to you, because I wanted you to experience what it was like being me.
This is like a good thing to hear someone else's opinion, because it is in order to make my craft better, you know, my art and my craft and my storytelling better, you know, to point out like mistakes, because I understand it might come as romance, the cover might come as romance, it might come as magical fantasy. I understand that, and I will think about it for sure. I will think about an alternate cover in the future. I will figure something out. Like, noted. I noticed this.
Being as visually crippled as I was when I first saw this header, because if you look here, it never actually turns into fantasy.
They are, Sam. They are so hard. Yeah, like this is the second cover, and I wonder because for sure I put the first cover for Riser. Well, for sure I put this because it's in the freaking thumbnail. So for sure I sent the first cover for Lasse. And I wonder if you will comment on that.
Never Too Late is a slice of life comic in which heavily flawed characters try to just exist despite the demons they're
Extremely flawed. Ooh, extremely flawed. I wonder.
facing. It sets up this tone right from the get-go.
Oh my god, this is like literally the third page. I cannot look at this art right now. Yeah. How do you sum up the whole story with one image? Yeah, exactly.
Damien suffering a panic attack right out of the gate.
Yeah.
With how Ernest reacts to it, we know it's not supposed to be a terrible attempt at humor, but rather it's being treated with the seriousness it deserves.
If you ask me, and I know you're not, don't worry about it, but if you ask me...
I am asking, well, not right now.
If you're going to make a comic like this that deals with all these very poignant and serious subjects, you need to be very careful with what you're doing and think about damn near everything that you're saying about it. And it feels like from page 1, Nina has shows that she knows what she's doing.
I hope I do. Like, oh my god, I need to tell you something. I am scared of being cancelled. Like, at any point, if I mishandle something. Like, I am so freaking scared of being called out. Like, being called out online for my art or for doing something creepy. Because my characters are teenagers and, you know, like, I know what I plan and I still think how to do this in order to not be cancelled. Or not be deemed as, oh, this comic is so creepy, this author is such a creep, this is hard. At the same time I try to write with how I think and how I feel, like what I feel is right. But I'm still like so freaking scared of being cancelled. Yeah. The worst part is that the most difficult scenes are coming in chapter 5. The most difficult scenes where I fear like the utmost opinions coming my way. So I'm trying to like in my mind to make them right.
Damien is flipping out because exams are coming up and his roommate Ernest is trying to get Damien.
Okay, Nest is not his roommate. Unless you're saying they were roommates in this point. Like Nest and Damian are in 2 different families, but they are best friends. And they visit each other a lot. But no, they are not roommates. Unless you're saying they were roommates, you know? Because yeah, they are bros. They are bros for life.
Out of his funk by taking him to a CD sale at the local music store. There's a lot of stuff I like about this. We know Damien is into music by him wearing a Pink Floyd t-shirt.
Yep.
And even
yeah, I mean, to be honest, I haven't shown much. Like, I have only shown... What parts of houses I have shown? I have shown Damian's room here. And Damian's room will also be shown at the end of chapter 4, so you only see Damian's room out of his whole house. And from Nest's side, we saw his room, maybe part of the living room through his door, and his kitchen, and his basement. No, like, I understand they can be roommates because, well, students' lodging is a thing. Like, when you are still, like, underage student, and you have your you have your, like, school in vastly different city, you can go to students' lodging and live with other students, like, kinda like in a dorm. But not roommates here. This is like, the students' lodging is is pretty rare, to be honest. I don't know anybody who was using that, but it is a way.
Even having a painting with music notes in the background.
Yeah.
Through this, we understand why Ernest seems to be gleeful that he can tell Damien about a music sale, because otherwise we'd probably be thinking this amount of hype for a CD sale was a little odd.
Yeah.
I also like it because, and this is slight spoilers, we learn later that Damien was tortured by a mentor that instilled deep fear in Damien of failing exams and tests.
Yep.
And this is actually something the comic does really well in general. There's another instance where we see someone being really good at math, and it gets revealed later that it's because someone's been teaching them.
Yep.
The comic has this nice understanding that it's perfectly fine to have an ACB way of telling information instead of the usual ABC.
it makes it feel so that
Okay.
the characters
You're making me smarter than I am, actually.
feel like they have existed even before the comic first started.
But
Does that make sense?
Anyway, the two
Yeah, they have like a lot of lore before the comic started. Yeah. No, I'm not. I try. I sometimes think I'm smart, but usually I'm like still surprised that people think that I'm smart in this, in the, when it comes to storytelling and stuff.
We decide to go to the music store, and that's where we bump into Adrienne. While we've been briefly introduced to her prior to this is where Ernest and Damien first meet her, and in both instances, Adrienne proves herself to be an energetic and fun character, not just by how she behaves, but also the type of levity she brings to the scene. It's like serious things.
She is bringing chaos. She is bringing chaos for sure. But this is the chaos that I feel like, especially Nest, needed in his life. And this is like why. I also am happy that you can clearly see that Ernest.exe stopped responding, because I was worried that this font was too small to be viewed properly. At the time of making this page. Let me go back. Like, I am only 8 minutes in!
Ernest and Damien first meet her, and in both instances, Adrienne proves herself to be an energetic and fun character, not just by how she behaves, but also the type of levity she brings to the scene. It's like serious things happen not because of her presence, but despite of it. I also gotta just give her massive kudos to the comic's art. I feel the way you use
I feel like, especially when you see chapter 1
serious
pages.
things happen not because of her presence, but despite of it. I also gotta just give her massive kudos to the comic's art. I feel the way you use the background helps telling me how much I should focus on the world. So if you don't show the background at all, you're effectively telling me that the world isn't important, something Made in Abyss suffered from. But when you really fill every frame with detailed backgrounds like this, you're
how excited do you want to be in this scene, Eddie? Yes. Yep.
telling me that
Eddie is feeling emotions like 100%. Like, I feel like she's very deeply feeling her emotions and very outwardly expressing them.
it's kind of vital that you understand that this is the real world, that these are real people with real issues. Now there's the issue that the backgrounds are so detailed that you end up noticing that the poster here has
Oh no! Oh no! This is something. No! I just noticed this! Okay, I have a separate layers for English and Polish version on the background, which is in the separate folder. And I kid you not, I was reviewing the Polish version that is on the different side. And in one page, in a recent update, there is English text in one panel. And on the other pages of the update, there is Polish text on the panel, and I'm like, I'm sometimes so bad. Even though I label these as text underscore PL and text, I still no. I probably fixed this. Wait, have I fixed this actually in the update or not? I need to check this. This is like first pages of chapter 1, but oh my god. But yeah, the thing about backgrounds is one of my pet peeves is to not have backgrounds. Like, I don't like when things are happening in the void. So I strive to actually do backgrounds. But this is something that I am learning recently. How much of a background I actually need to put. Because sometimes I feel like I need to put lots of the backgrounds, and sometimes not. my god, and even to prove this is the English text. Okay, this is the English text, so I have English text in the comic on this freaking poster, but not on this particular page that I sent for review. The curse of being bilingual, exactly. Oh my god. Like, yeah.
This you're telling me
but
that
yeah,
it's
but I want the world to be very real, and I want the backgrounds to be very like as real and detailed, not as I can, because I still want to finish the comic and not to delve too much into details, but I still want the world to be grounded and be recognized as something real, which is something good, especially for my Polish viewers, because I kid you not, I had viewers who can recognize the places where the comic is happening. You know, and it is fun. It is nice. So yeah, but I am still yet to learn the balance when to show the background and when to show less of the background. This is something that I have not yet learned, which I understand why you may say that the background is sometimes too busy, because sometimes even I feel like the characters are disappearing in the background.
It's vital that you understand that this is the real world, that these are real people with real issues. Now there's the issue that the backgrounds are so detailed that you end up noticing that the poster here hasn't gotten properly translated, but
yeah.
Anyway, Adrian unfortunately causes the three to miss the opening of the CD sale, and they decide to come back another day. But this is where some of the main themes of the comic rears its ugly head, with Ernest collapsing on the street.
To be fair, Ernest has looked rough ever since the comic first started.
Yep. Not only because, you know, at this time in the comic he's like really in a very bad shape, no pun intended. But yeah, but also the heart of the chapter 1.
Man looked like he had contracted the bubonic plague or something. Jesus Christ.
After going to the hospital, we find out that what Ernest is suffering is not the plague, but a severe case of being 2D, because, yeah. Anyway, it turns out that the reason Ernest has looked like this...
It's not, I really was fearing that it is very sudden to like throw the reader like this into the topic. Like I was thinking how I should go over Ernest's backstory. Should I show him in the moment when his ED is developing? How far is it developed? Like, is it very early? Is it very late? And I thought that the best decision was to have him in this stage where it is really like at this point that he really needs to turn around, because it will be like, to kind of nod to the title, where it will be really too late for him to do actually anything and help him. Like, and I think it was the best decision. I thought about this. This was the best decision.
But a severe case of being 2D, because, yeah. Anyway, it turns out that the reason Ernest has looked like death could sink its clutches into him any second is because...
Wait. Like death would... wait.
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry, I'm half deaf and...
Yeah, anyway, it turns out that the reason Ernest has looked like death could sink its clutches into him any second is because he's...
okay, death could sink his clutches every second in him. Okay, got it. Yeah. And this is exactly what happens in this page when Damian realizes that, oh my god, this was happening since the last freaking spring, because the last spring, like, right now the comic is happening in March 2009. This is March 2008, because you can see by the spring sale and the flowers behind, you know, then there is summer, ice cream, then there is like falling leaves, and then there is snow, you know. So this has been happening at least since the last spring, and only now he's realizing that, oh my god, all of this was his suffering, like, oh my god, you know. But it is a hit in the face for the reader. I tried to pace it with him fading, then to have like a blank page with the wilting flower, and then after a fade out, he like change of the scenery to the hospital. So I tried to like pace it down a bit. But I know it is like being hit with a truck. You know.
Extremely malnourished. Ernest used to be bullied due to his size, and so to combat that, he developed an eating disorder that left him dangerously malnourished. Again, we're being shown Nina's ability to give information later that makes other stuff click. At first you might think Ernest just looked...
You are giving me too much credit.
Sick, because he was, well, sick. But now we know the real reason. Heck, it even retroactively makes other bits of information we've already seen take on a different meaning, such as how his jacket and pants looked a little too big for him, which I hear is something people with eating disorders sometimes do to hide the size of their bodies.
Yeah. And also because Nest is also dead for sure, but also because Nest is not very well off and he's not like getting new clothes too often. So I also wanted to also show that yes, some of his clothes are repeating. You know how it happens in real life. You know, but yeah, I do wanted to show that.
Has art style perfect? No, it's perfectly.
It's not perfect. It's not perfect at all. Even now, it's not.
Alright, very much in the same vein as One, the creator of Mob Psycho and One Punch Man, in that sure the art isn't the best.
Oh my god, being compared to One, like I know your opinion on One's art, and especially his ability to storytell and composition, and oh my god, like no, I cannot be compared to One. No, and again, there is a Polish text. There is a Polish text in here again. No. No. Nina, you give me too much credit for how much I've considered all the things. Also, Nina considers all the things. I'm not. No, I'm not. Also, why there is Polish text you're gonna hear. Oh, okay.
The real reason. Heck, it even retroactively makes other bits of information we've already seen take on a different meaning, such as how his jacket and pants looked a little too big for him, which I hear is something people with eating disorders sometimes do to hide the size of their bodies.
Is Nina Ha's art style perfect? No, it's perfectly alright. Very much in the same vein as One, the creator of Mob Psycho and One Punch Man, in that sure the art isn't the best, but they know perfectly well on how to convey information. And I think that is honestly more important when it comes to a comic.
In the hospital, we find out that Ernest is by no means a dumb kid, and in fact, that might be why he's been pushing himself so much, as he said himself.
Yes, he's not dumb, and he knows how to like he knows how to like hide and wiggle out of some things. Like for sure. Oh my god, I need to...
In the hospital, we find out that Ernest is by no means a dumb kid, and in fact, that might be why he's been pushing himself so much, as he set himself up in front of his folks to be damn near perfect. And so he wished to also lower his weight, as it's been bullied into him that that's a massive issue. But luckily, Adrienne is there to yell at him, and she and Ernest become quick friends.
Yep.
This is where the comic does something I really like. Most, if not all, of what we have seen thus far has been from the perspective of Ernest. So much so that when he passes out, we have to be told what happened prior to him getting to the hospital. Well, from here it moves the focus over to Adrienne, showing she has just as much agency as Ernest, and we instead follow her as she interacts with Damien and Ernest in the hospital. I will say that it feels like Nina was kind of testing the waters a little here, as Adrian's happy-go-lucky attitude gets dialed up a little too much, with her just out of the blue firemen carrying Ernest to prove a point. But I think they learned from this, as it's never reached this point again. Anyway, from their interaction,
it was like I didn't again. I was thinking, I did not came up with anything better at this point, because I think Nest needs serious shake-up at this moment, and I think no way of talking, just talking oh, it will be all better, you will be fine in no time, no way of talking. It's really getting to him. I know that if people are saying oh, just be happy, or just people have it worse, it's not working for me. It's not working for me, and in my bad mental days, so I needed a shake-up, and also it was a good segue for a little comedic comedic scene on the next page, but I needed to show Eddie's impulsive side, because hey, who's normally picking up? I know it might be problematic because she's not asking for Nest's consent to pick it up, so, and the joke about kidnapping him might I know it might be a basis for cancellation, because she's doing the same thing that all the girls are bitching about, she's doing something, carrying him and joking about kidnapping him without his consent, and I know this might be problematic. I know this might be problematic in this context. That was no consent, and if the genders were reversed, it will be very problematic. But I thought at this time it was the best way to first off do this a little skit, and second off to really show first off Eddie's character, and also second off show Nest's shock after that, because this was the moment of realization, because Nest is not dumb. Nest sees that Addie has those guns, Nest sees that Eddie is shorter than him, and she's also on a thinner side. So he's not dumb, but people with EDs have also a skewed thought about their own body. So for Nest, he's oh my god, I got a higher calorie intake and I need to lose weight. I will be fine in no time. It was just a one event of fainting. It will not happen again. And this was his shake up to realize that oh my god, I can be picked up by a girl. This is not good. It's
Ernest to prove a point.
I need to come back because I lost the train of thought.
Follow her as she interacts with Damien and Ernest in the hospital. I will say that
exactly.
It feels like Nina was kind of testing the waters a little here, as Adrian's happy-go-lucky attitude gets dialed up a little too much, with her just out of the blue firemen carrying Ernest to prove a point. But I think they learned from this, as it's never reached this point again. Anyway, from their interaction, Adrian and Ernest decide to join the same school together, and that's where chapter 1 ends.
This is a very strong start to the comic, both with how it's set
You're in Volkswagen Golf. Oh my god.
of the characters and the different themes that the comic will be tackling during the course of the comic.
And from here, it's kind of more of the same, but in a good way. We dive deeper into Ernest trying to deal with his eating disorder. And
the editing is amazing. Like Lasse is like really good at editing. And I know it takes a lot of time to actually like key yourself out, you know, even behind the side mirror. And I saw it earlier here. Like, you keyed yourself.
That is honest.
Look, behind this strand of hair on Damian's. I see that. So yeah, okay, let me go back to Volkswagen Golf.
Characters and the different themes that the comic will be tackling during the course of the comic.
And from here, it's kind of more of the same, but in a good way. We dive deeper into Ernest trying to deal with his eating disorder and learning to accept himself. We also tackle Damien, who suddenly has to welcome this new girl into their friend group, and we follow Adrian as she deals with her own demons from the past. The free makeup.
Look, Sam! Look! Oh my god! Here! Look! It's you girls! You girls are here!
Up an interesting trifecta because it's very clear that Ernest and Damien have been hurt really badly in the past and thus have their guards up, hence why Damien in particular is so reluctant to let Adrian into their close circle of friends. But while Adrian also has been horribly hurt in the past, she does not let that control her, and we see how this change of pace positively influences Damien and
at least, spoilers, not yet.
Ernest. It's an interesting story to follow on this premise alone, to see these three deeply hurt characters deal with their individual demons in different ways. And while I would love nothing more than to sit here and tell you that the comic does all of this damn near flawlessly, I can't, as well, there are flaws.
Okay.
And my biggest flaw is easily that while it's nice the comic focuses on very human issues, it feels like it doesn't know how to properly start talking about it. People will spill the most personal and sincere beans to anyone at the tip of a hat.
Now,
this might I know. Again be yeah. I know. This is something I know is iffy about Nest and Eddie's relationship, especially. I'm sorry again.
Sorry.
Okay, I was given 10 minutes. 10 minutes left. No, we need to speedrun. I don't want to speedrun. I have 10 minutes left, but I will for sure be like, okay. Let's mark 1551. I'm sorry. I have IRL stuff. Yes, Nina is being kidnapped. I need to mark this. 1551. Yes. and it will be about flaws in my writing and about characters speaking their whole freaking heart out to someone they just barely met. And yes, I know, and this is something I fear that without it would be hard for characters' relationship to progress, but I also realized that at this point, Addie and Nest know each other for 2 months. And they talked more with one another rather than Addie with Damian. But Addie and Nest talked more with one another, but mostly about like, how are you? I'm fine. Okay. Are you ready to sit down to math, physics, or whatever? Yeah, I am. And so I understand that up at this point, the relationship is like, it is friendly, but it's more on a, yeah, I will help you, you will help me, just more on a, it's hard to say professional because they are like students, but yeah, so I know that it is like, yeah, so Nest is thinking like, yeah, I'm not mad, just super worried because, well, everybody would think that after what they hear, like after hearing like someone saying you're like someone saying like, yeah, none of my friends know how messed up everything is and I'm so scared, I didn't ask for it, do I deserve it, I didn't do nothing, like to say like this, like epiphany, like everybody would be like worried and be like, oh my god, this girl has issues, I gotta either flee or just change the topic or try and help, like concerned for sure, because this is something I know this is something out of blue, but at the same time, Addie, in my eyes, Addie was going also through her own stuff, and apart from, like, she's not letting anybody in, and she's like despite expressing her emotions a lot, I just said that she's 100% expressing her emotions, but she's bottling a lot of her thoughts in. And sometimes, yeah, she's not very good at actually expressing this. And I am really freaking sorry, but I need to cut this stream right here. So next stream I planned The Sims 4, but we will finish this. Absolutely. So yeah, 1351, and about characters and about characters spilling their guts onto someone who is pretty much a stranger. But yeah, I know it is strange, but I felt like it would help the dialogue move forward and move to the scene of like, okay, let's get up, wrap it up, and go. Get up to this scene. And I'm writing like scene to scenes, and I was trying to also like think of a catalyst, for the events in the scene, and I admit that sometimes they are not stitched very well. So yeah, so I admit that, and I admit it might seem like very dangerous and unnatural because, hey, you know this guy for 2 months, and you kinda are putting like most of your life on the scale, and sharing a lot about your like deepest, darkest things. So I understand this. I will think how to do this here, but I'm sorry, I need to cut this here. IRL calls. So yeah. so yeah, so I am absolutely like saving it for later. So next stream will be, I will be finishing this first and then playing The Sims 4, and on the week afterward, and yeah, and the on 15th I believe it's digital art. So yeah, it's digital art on the 15th, Sims 4, and finishing the review on the 13th. And yeah, I hope it was fun, and I hope it was. I am yapping a lot, like, oh my god, I am such a yapper. But yeah, I'm sorry that it's so short. I believe if I could talk for half more hour, I will be we will be done with this segment. But alas, thank you all so much for coming. Thank you for chatting, watching, lurking, and spending some time with me. Yeah, next stream on Tuesday the 13th. And yeah. So, in the meantime, will there be comic updates? I don't know, because IRL is terrible. I have actually a gift to prepare. I need to finish this picture. Yes, this is the picture for the first communion. Aunt Nina needs to step up and finish the picture for the gift. So this is what takes my evenings this week. So no comic updates. Although I am working behind the scenes on on a lot of stuff. But I only need to. I have backgrounds finished for next page, so I hope it will be. Like at the beginning next week. So thank you once again so much for watching, chatting, lurking, and spending some time with me, coming here. So stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and I will see you all next stream. So goodbye.